All right, welcome back. The show is interactive. We want to hear from you. If it's on social media, use the hashtag Breakfast Daily. The WhatsApp line, though, is 0550585832. We do want to hear from you throughout the show. Now, the conversation we're about to have is a very, very important one. Virtual autism. What is it? What is it all about? And I'm sure some of you have never even heard of it. It's like, virtual what? Okay, well, Hannah Kwanzaa is here with us. Of course, she's all kinds of things, Kokui. Yeah, you know. Do you want to tell
a woman of many talents.
Many skills and talents.
Instead of being a techie,
which is very good at.
Very, very good at. She's also very talented with her hands.
Yeah. No, when you say hands, you leave me too open. No. She bakes cakes.
She bakes.
Beautiful cakes. Absolutely delicious cakes. Yeah.
She codes and she bakes. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Hannah.
Thank you. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
Again.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, when I first saw that topic, I was like, virtual autism? What on earth is that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what it is, but talk to us about that.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to address what autism is, because if you don't know what autism is, you wouldn't appreciate the conversation that we are going to have. So when someone or an infant, someone lives with autism, is sort of a disorder, which is a neurological disorder, meaning your brain is supposed to function in a way at a certain stage. If you are not able to process that, you know, you are termed as you are autistic.
Yes.
So you see persons having problems with their speech or their behavior. So in speech, you can see that they are uttering certain words, but they are not communicating any intent whatsoever, or they are trying to say something, but they know how they feel, but they can't communicate it. That's how come you see somebody weeing on the self, you know, and all that. Coming into behavioral, you see this person would actually like to stand in the corner, wouldn't even initiate any conversation. If you leave the person to be, would just be in one corner. Even if they are initiating a conversation, their actions behaviorally is not matching what they intend to communicate. So that is autism, if I'm supposed to like cap it up. But now, when you say virtual autism, this is autism as a result of too much screen time.
Okay.
So it's real thing.
Yes. It's too much screen time leading to that. Now, there are some researchers in Japan, University of Yamanashi. They actually sampled 84,030 babies at the age of 3. So they did this study somewhere in 2019 and came out with the results this year. So out of the 84,030 babies, they realized that boys in particular who have spent an hour a day on screen tends to develop or have these autistic behaviors at the age of 3.
Wow.
So that, when I read the research, I'm like, Asemaba.
Seriously.
Because
we are busier now than we've ever been. We dump our children in front of gadgets more than we've ever done. My goodness.
Yeah, it's quite scary, because even in Cincinnati, there's a children's hospital. They ask like 2 4-year-olds to draw what a person looks like. When you see the photo that came out, you can see that the child who spends much more time on screen couldn't even, you could just see his scribble, cannot even perceive what that is, compared to the child who doesn't. You can see that, okay, there's something that looks like an eye, something that looks like a hair, you know, all those children drawings with circles as
like stick figures.
Then they'll normally will bring it to you to stick it on the fridge.
Yes.
So you could tell that they cannot fully develop. Now, it is made known that these children or people who have these things tend to have less brain white matter. Now, when you say brain white matter, if I'm to put it in IT, it's just like having a RAM on your device, any device. The lower your RAM is, the more difficult it is to process anything. Or you can think of it as a LAN cables in your office. It's not fully connecting to one spot. So a cable can run, then at the end you see there's an RJ45 there, but it's not connected to anything. That's how come they can process something, but then there's no meaning to it. So if you put it in tech terms, this is what is exactly happening in terms of the child's brain.
Brain development.
Wow. Yes. So it's a scary thing to know, because how did we get here as Africans? How it's coming. I mean, they have made the research.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's here. We are doing things, and I'm very certain that we are doing them wrongly, because it's like a cause and effect thing. Look at the causes. We have communities developing, current standards of living, very secluded. So you see man, wife, children, they are in some estate, some corner. He won't even let the kids go around.
Yeah.
You know, the mothers who go like, oh, quick, don't sit on the floor. Then they want to pick up their child. You know? What you're doing in turn is you're trying to mimic or stop, mimic like a perfect system in place for the child, that everything is perfect. By all means, child-proof your house, but let the child be able to do certain things,
let them be free,
and develop like a bigger white matter in terms of the brain. It's like having like a bigger RAM. There's nothing you can't process if you are running like a 16 gig RAM. There's no solution in the world that cannot run on such a machine.
Yeah.
So is the main concern in those formative years, early years, or is this something that can even develop later on in life, like children who are a bit older, or teens, or even adults?
It's actually seen with infant child stage.
Okay.
So we have like caregiving. As mothers, we give care to kids. There's a time the child is supposed to be with you. There's a time that you let the child, you know, place the child on the mat with some Legos and things like that, and let the child try to explore what there is. Of course, you'll be watching. But the concern is after 5 years, the cap is done. The child's brain is set in a certain way. It may, if God is on your side, it can be corrected, but sometimes the damage would have been too late. Yeah.
So it's important to get the right foundation at the right age to build on.
Exactly.
Wow. And is it just gadgets as we know them like this, or what about TV time? Does that also play a role, or is it mainly like the tablets, the phones, the computers that are seen as the major problem?
Yeah, as I said early on, screen time is screen time.
Okay.
So it's from phones, tablets, phablets, TV. We see most parents these days, you know, I'm a modern parent, and so there's Netflix, you do the kids channel.
Yeah.
My nephew, you won't watch past 30 minutes, you're done. He's 4, but you're done. Give me back my gadget. Because if you don't take time, this is what they know. And then they'll be distant from society. But it's not really as in phone or it's cut across everything that's related to
I mean, human development is, we're designed to connect, you know, and to relate and connect. And I think that it's very interesting because you see, by relating and connecting in our brain, we're also developing the connections, you know, between different parts of the brain and everything else. How do we solve this in terms of the larger conversation of the society? Because here is where parents are working 12 hours plus a day. There isn't enough money to hire caregivers, you know, and so the time the kid spends at school, you know, sometimes parents even are picking up their children after 6 p.m. They're now getting to the child's school to go pick them up, you know, and then you go home with the child. You've still got a few things to sort out before bed. You know you need to spend some time with the child because you've not seen them the entire day. You drop them off and then you went to work.
Yeah.
It's complicated, you know. It's easy for us to sit here and say, you know, don't give them over an hour of gadget time.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not that simple.
It's not that simple, but is it possible? Yes. The good news about this whole virtual autism being a new terminology in the space as you would have it, is that the symptoms tend to go away when you remove the gadget from the child.
Okay.
So they have like a cause and effect thing. If you can find the cause, go and remove it from there, and it won't have any effect.
Okay.
So if you could switch to like more face-to-face interaction with the children, and certain things too has to be put in place. So on the top of my recommendation will be setting gadget rules.
Okay.
Do you really need to set gadget rules? No. Boss your way around it, because as a child, 1-year-old cannot tell you what you have to do as a caregiver.
Yeah.
So boss your way around it. Take it from the child. They will cry. Children, I think their basic language they are taught right after the womb, coming out from the womb is crying.
Yes.
They will cry, they will wail, they will roll. But then the point is, are you doing them good? Yes. So take the gadget away, and also set like limits. Let's assume the child is past 3 years. So say every week you get an hour screen time.
Okay.
So you can put it into 20s, 3 times in the week. So 20 minutes, and then that's the cap. And you have to put your foot on the ground to ensure that you are not going to have this.
Yeah.
If they want to have extra screen time, or you can even do this whole new method of parenting, it's like, hey, I'm not giving you this. So let's assume they're entitled to 60 minutes screen time during the week. If they misbehave, you take away the 20. Because the more you push it to them, the more they feel that they can have access to everything. Children like to do that.
Yeah.
And moving on from there, aside setting the gadget rules, of course, if the child grows up onto a certain age, like 6, there are certain brain development applications like Lumosity. So that one sort of helps in your ability to memorize, recall, like your cognitive abilities. So you can have a child play these games and limit them. So say 10 minutes, you're doing 10 minutes on Lumosity. They suggest the games, and also the level increases as it goes on. But you should be there to supervise. Children are, should I say, funny human beings.
Yes, they are.
They learn.
Yes, they are.
They learn based on what they see.
Yeah.
So if they see that mommy is holding a phone, a tablet, why can't they have it?
Exactly.
And if you get them going to this top class schools, they are not going to interrogate you as if you're a criminal.
Yeah.
Why you did it? I put it to you. Why don't I have this? Why? They normally will go on with that. So do not bring the gadgets around the children.
It happens in my house all the time. Because I'm always reading something, or I'm always on my phone like this, or I'm on the computer, on the tablet. Then they'll say, Mommy, how come, but you're on yours, how come we can't have ours?
They will put it to
always
you.
the
Trust
time.
me, children are the worst investigators.
And then I say, you're growing, you need to read a book.
They don't
You can get the basics. I've already done that in my childhood when I'm working.
No, I mean, for me, it's
tough.
Yeah, for me, I told my daughter when she was coming up, I said, listen, I said, when you are me, when
then you get to do me.
You get to do me. Yeah, it's as simple as that. And she's like, I said, yeah, when you are me, you get to do me.
Yeah.
I think that we need to be unafraid
Yes.
to be strong parents.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we should not be afraid.
But when we look at back in the day, we used to go out. In the neighborhood taught us a lot.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
We are playing games like Chaskele, Ludo. We are doing stay where you are running.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. They throw a ball.
Yeah.
Your reaction, you need to like quickly get the ball.
Yeah.
You know. So
Times
it's sort
changed
of
so much.
yes.
Yeah.
How did we get here? Because and it even fostered our creativity skills, because we'll get milk tins,
tins.
we'll make cars out of them
it,
with a long stick on our shoulder like
and then
this.
we had a steering wheel.
Exactly. You see,
know,
we were becoming engineers before we wanted
For
to.
computers, yeah.
But you see, the societal structures are evolving, and we are seeing that because of the rise of petty theft, and because of the rise of petty crime and all of that. And I'm saying petty crime because it's replete, it's everywhere, right? What happens is that parents don't feel as safe as we did when we were kids.
True.
And I don't know how safe my parents felt, but my parents were very like hawk-eyed over us, you know. And maybe that's why we had 5 of us, so that we just play among ourselves, you know. I don't know, you know, that maybe that was the reason. But they were very hawk-eyed over us.
Yeah.
But we would go to friends' houses, right, in places like Kanda. And Kanda had no walls. Nobody's house had a wall. It was just hedges. Hedges, and you just pass through the hedge. You pass through the hedge at your neighbor's house. Yeah, you know.
I know that.
Yeah, and so that's changing.
Yeah.
You know, and there are many of those houses that had hedges all now have walls.
Exactly.
You know,
Very
yeah,
tall
they
ones.
all have walls now.
Very tall
You know,
ones,
so
that's it.
I see the evolution of the society, and I think this is contributing to the children unable to play with among the neighborhood, other kids in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so the pressure is now on, you see, and the screen time is going up.
Yes, yeah, it will be because, as you're saying, I remember my dad, you won't go out.
Yeah.
He was, and still is strict, but in as much as you won't get to go out, you don't get to watch TV. I remember we're watching one show like that, and then my sister went to comments. We will hide behind the sofa to watch TV.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand why you have to watch TV whilst Akiola is still on page 4.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get going. So it is that level that he will, of course, he had this going out, there will be a neighborhood party. You will go here, but you're timed.
Yeah.
You have to be back home.
Oh, we
Discipline.
the party, you won't go some.
You
unless
unless
the party is happening in the house.
even that
And
you
so
have
they
to
will-
sleep.
Yeah,
early.
the party will come to the
and
house.
you do all the
and then
dishes.
all
So
those things.
we it's I won't say it's our fault, but I feel we could do like more to it in terms of having like a proper tech usage culture in our homes. So let's say you're a mother, you may be a busy mom. Nowadays everybody
Everyone's
busy.
is busy. So everybody's chatting.
Say
So
that.
if
Kumayashi,
you have like a family seating, let's assume you get to do the whole dine as a family thing. You can pass a basket around.
Okay.
So as such you're eating, nobody is going to touch their gadget whatsoever. So you bring the basket around. Everybody puts in like a offertory. Then you put it on the side. Until dinner is over in the home. You're laughing. Until dinner is over in the home, yes.
Yeah.
And you should be able to do that. For children who parents feel, okay, because he's worrying me, the child is bugging.
Yes.
Let me give the tablet. Oh, let me put password on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You haven't met my nephew.
I know.
He
My
will
kids
open it.
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
He will open it, especially if it's the pattern type of password. Oh, he'll figure it
He'll
out. Then he'll
yeah.
come and he has even gone to Play Store to download stuff.
download
And he's
stuff.
just 4. He started this in around 3.
that's the
So
thing.
I'm
They
like,
pick
you
up
won't get
things
it
so quickly
fast.
now.
It's like
you know?
their brain now is moving on
Yeah.
a different
Yeah.
processor speed compared to ours.
So Hannah, on that, right? How do you then find the fine balance? Because the world is moving a certain way. Even education is moving. There's a lot more emphasis on tech and STEM and kids being familiar with gadgets and all of that. So you've got to balance between limiting screen time
Yeah.
to save their brains, but also exposing them to tech enough such that they're also up to speed with current trends and current technology, so
Right.
they're not left behind in that sense too. So it's always a juggling act,
Yes.
isn't it?
My answer to that would be supervision. So if you're talking about STEM, some schools have robotic classes and all
Yes.
those things for kids starting from 5. A
Okay.
friend of mine runs one. So they have kids as a 5 years. They know they can fidget with certain Legos. They look like they want to connect their wire. So you take them there. That is identifying that your child has the innate skills for technology or networking or something like this, engineering. Then you take the child there. But if you put like supervision in place, you may find this, all-knowing auntie, rich hands coming around it, bringing certain things into your home as gifts. That perhaps an aunt will just bring like a PlayStation. As at 5-year-old, I bought you a PlayStation. It's a nice gift, yes, but it's a too early one because the child hasn't gotten there yet. So yeah, in school, they will be supervised. I remember our time we had is it computer lab time or something? I've forgotten the name they used to give to it. So they'll match us in a column of 2s.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to the computer lab. We'll spend some limited time. Of course, the teachers are there. Click here, do that. That is a form of training. It's supervised, it's guided. So children don't have the chance to even go ahead and even solicit or go for information from certain sites that you will think that is not appropriate
Yeah.
for such a
Yeah.
child to be going on. So supervision will be the head start. Most importantly, we need to also live by example with our children.
So I mean, my daughter, she lives with her mom elsewhere, and one of the things that her mother has done is to connect her gadgets to her phone.
Right.
Right. So any activity that goes on any of her gadgets, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a computer or a phone, she will see the activity on her phone.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So I think that is also using tech to help in the supervision, because you can't be hawk-eyed and sitting over them, you know, because you're also busy.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are moments in the day where you can, okay, let me see what she's up to.
Yeah.
You know, you can just go through your phone and see exactly what she's been doing.
Yeah, right. Most devices come with parental control.
Yeah.
So my nephew, Roosevelt, he has a Amazon Fire, small tablet like this. So he wants to download my book of Bible stories. Then he tries. It's like, man, it's not coming. No. Then he brought it. Said, it's not, I'm not download. He knows the word download. I don't know how he knows. Of course, perhaps he had heard me say it 1 or 2 times. So he comes, and then I have to enter a password for him to get that book to read.
Okay.
Because it's in pictures. So when you click, then it goes like that. So he brought it, and I'm like, no, we are not buying this book. One time, I took the tablets to make some settings, even a higher end. And I forgot to, after all the setting, I forgot to apply the setting. I was there, and then I got an email, a very nice email. Then I went to check. Amazon has taken this amount from ABSA. I'm like, wait, is it my money?
Yeah. Is your money that
is it my money? Yes. I was alarmed because I nearly called my RM to ask,
what's going on?
what happened to this USD that has left?
Somebody,
So I traced it, followed the trail, and I went there and I realized that guy has bought some games without my consent. So we may try putting parental controls and everything, but if I'd taken a step further, not to be like, oh, I've finished. You know, I was in a rush, so my baby, and then I put it down. I didn't go ahead to click on apply. It off properly. And it leaves like a window. Yeah. They keep getting smart.
Mine is even funnier. I put parental controls on all their tablets. They disabled it.
They found
a way to disable it, so I just took the tablets away.
That's it.
Seriously, I was like, no, at this level, I'm not ready for this game. When I decide you can have the tablet, you have it, I take it back. I'm not going to deal with this. They disable the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
They get, Charlie, they're ahead of us. So.
They are different breeds.
There was, yesterday, it's interesting because yesterday I read a story of a 3-year-old boy who had gone on his mother's phone and accidentally ordered for 31 burgers. And 31 burgers and paid a 25% what do you call
tip.
that? Tip. Tipping fee. Yeah.
Wow.
So $91. $91.50 was what was spent on burgers. And the picture the mom took when she was posting the story was all the burgers around her son.
And was delivered
and he was very happy. You see his face as he's biting into one burger. He's very, very
They don't understand. They feel they've achieved something.
You
know? I mean, you could do your worst. So it's scary, but can it be controlled? Yes. We just have to have an open mind towards it. Yes, we are living in gated houses now. We are trying this whole modern way of parenting. Yeah. Technology won't stop coming. I always say that we will live here today, then there's a new version of Android birth.
It's going to get faster. It's going to get more intricate.
Yes, especially in a system where you don't control anything when it comes to technology. Yeah. They decide out there, we consume down here.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
We can't do anything to stop them. It's like saying you can't do anything to or tell a thief that, hey, do not come and burgle me, but they're going to come.
Yeah, so you prepare.
You prepare, just put up something security-wise, and then let's see how far that could go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Hannah, where do people reach you?
Yeah, you can tweet at me at AmaBlueQ, same also on Instagram, and I'll give you a reply.
All right, fantastic.
Thank
you for sharing this with us. Very important.